Hi guys, so I have this other guitar. It's a friend's guitar, um, and it's an Epiphone SG, um, and it's a guitar that my friend has had for a long time. And I remember that I've set this up once, and at that point it really needed it. But the years went on, and it is actually now in somewhat of a critical condition because it hasn't been set up in a long time, and the strings obviously haven't been changed because it has not been done. And now it's time to basically give it a proper setup and see how the frets are, and the neck and the pickups and everything like that. Right now I know for a fact that the three-way toggle switch down here is somewhat cracking, and sometimes it cuts out the neck pickup. So I'm actually going to install a new piece of wiring electronics in here, so we'll get a new switch, some new parts, and a new output jack too. So basically that's just going to improve the overall quality of this Epiphone SG. Yeah, so this is basically the video about preparing the guitar for the fret level, and me going in to check how the frets actually are, the condition and the shape, and if there are any high frets on the fretboard. So in order to get there, I wanna start by take off the strings, and I'm thinking that I might want to take out the pickup rings and just drop the pickup in the cavity. Do the same for the neck and the bridge, and remove the scratch plate and the little plate up here, and of course the hardware, and basically just get everything off so I have a cleaner work area, and then I can also polish up the finish itself when we get to that. So that's basically what I'm going to do right now, and I might just position the camera in another angle so you can see it a little better. But otherwise, I'll be back. Okay, so I've just slightly positioned the camera to another angle here, and now I'm just going to start by taking off the strings, and when you do this kind of setups, you might want to hold on to the old strings at least for a little bit, because when you get to the final setup part and you have to rough in the intonation and set the pickup height and adjust the neck relief, and perhaps cut the nut slots, everything like that. It's nice to have the old strings, because if you just throw them away, then you have to put on a fresh new set of strings, and when you have to adjust the height down to the bridge here and cut the nut slots, then there's a lot of loosening and tightening the strings, pulling it on and off all the time, and that's going to get some kind of wear on a fresh set of strings. So that's why I also take the time here to take these strings off in a manner that I can actually reuse them for the final setup, and it's just going to make it a lot easier, because then I can concentrate and I won't have to take that much care of the strings, and I can basically rough in the adjustment and the setup points that I would like it to have, and I can then cut them up afterwards and just put on a fresh set of strings. So that's basically just going to make that a lot easier down the line. yeah, just like that, all the strings are off. And I generally just like to take a piece of masking tape here and just rip off a little bit and basically just tape the strings together, because then I know where they are, and it's just going to make it easier for me when I have to put them back on to make the final adjustments. And I'll just remove the tail piece down here and just let the strings sit in the slots on the tail piece here. And let's just see if we can get this out. Yes, just like that. And then just take the tail piece and just lay it up here, out of the way, we don't lose it. And the same, I'm just going to take off the bridge here, because right now we're not going to use it. Make sure if you have any, on this type of guitar, you have these small inserts down here, which will make them sit better on the bridge. Just make sure that they're still in the bridge. Sometimes they can fall out. Would be sad to lose them. And I'm just going to take out the posts here too. Basically just going to give me a wider and cleaner surface to work on. And when I'm going to polish up the finish itself, it's going to make my job a lot easier. So, and remember, just put these parts, put them a place where you know you can find them again, and where they're together with the rest of the parts from the guitar. I just happen to have a little shelf up here where I'll put them, so I know where they are. Yes, and yeah, I'm just going to remove the pick guard here too. It's just going to make it easier to clean the guitar up afterwards, and it's just going to give me a better surface to work on. For pick guards and the screws, I generally like to take the screws and just place them on the back side or the front side of the pick guard itself, and actually just take another piece of masking tape and then just tape them to the pick guard. That way I know where they are when I have to use them again. And sometimes I just like to make a little cross on the pick guard to make sure that they won't fall out one way or another. So it's basically just going to look like this, and the screws are right in here, nice and secured. Just going to put that away too. Yes, and I want to take out the pickups too. And I'll just take out the spring too. Just like that. Just like that, we have the pickup out. Just going to fish out the spring down here. Come on. Just like that. And I'm just going to keep the pickup rings right here on my work table. Put the screws and the springs up here, and just like that. I'm going to take the little plastic shield, something up. Just like that. And just as before, I'm just going to tape those screws to the back side. Just like that. Just going to take out the bridge pickup too. It's just going to make it easier for me when I have to do the leveling process. For one, because it's going to make it easier for me to actually put the pickup down here and tape it off, and also it's going to give me a greater work area, because when I go in with my leveling beam, I would probably hit the pickup ring itself, and if I hadn't adjusted the pickup down, I would have hit that too. So it's just important to take such things into account, and in the end it's basically just going to make it a lot easier for yourself. So that's why I'm doing it. And especially when you're working on guitars that aren't your own, it's really important to be extra careful, because if it's a customer's guitar, for example, or as I said in this case, a friend's guitar, then you want to treat it with extremely caution, and basically you don't want to put any dents or further scratches into the guitar than it already has. So it's just basically common sense, I would say. But yeah, okay. While the hardware is off, I'm just going to leave the switch and the pots and the output jack as it is. I just have a little bit of wood here from the screw holes, and I'm just going to clean that up, and then I'll be right back.